Hi, Eric Gibaud, ericgibaud.com, and today I'm going to tell you my 7 tips, photography tips or advice for November 2023. Well, for me it's a really special day today, November the 1st, because after 7 months of exclusive life in my RV, okay, you saw my video, and at last I found the flat I wanted. It's really large, really, really great surface. I will have several spaces, my private life part and my photography part. In this area, we'll do a recording studio, as many people always ask me, could you have some nice lighting and things like this? So I will have this, also a photography studio, so I will be able to record videos there and show this and show that, and better than what I do right now. But I will make a separate video to show you all this. So let's speak about the 7 tips. Let's start. I hope you don't mind. I will be setting my office right now, same as a record, okay? So you see how it goes, okay, that's fine. And today, well, this month, all the 7 tips are around the EXIF. What are these EXIF? EXIF data is actually data that are encapsulated in the picture, like the time it was made, the date was made, sometimes some GPS information. But most people, when they say, oh, I like this picture or I don't like this picture, what are the EXIF? What they would like to know is actually the aperture, the speed, the ISO, if you use the flash and things like this, okay? But actually, this is nonsense. The EXIF are really useful for the photographer who made the picture, because maybe tomorrow he wants to make the same picture and repeat the same settings, so he could check what he did last time, okay? But, or the other way, he doesn't like the picture, he would like to know what was wrong, what he did wrong. But most people, when they ask the EXIF, they don't get anything out of it. Some people think that some photographers don't want to give the EXIF because they think they're better than this, don't need to give the EXIF to anyone, like if it was a secret recipe. And actually, it's not the reason. The reason is that if you were not there in the same situation, they are useless. So when are they useful then? Well, easy. Let's say I say my picture is blurred or there's a problem with this. So then you could ask me the EXIF and say, yeah, but Eric, look at the speed. It was really too slow for what you want to do. It could not work. Or check something that are not coherent. Like, for example, you see daytime, sunny day, 6400 ISO, and you tell me, Eric, why 6400 ISO? 100 is fine. So actually, asking for the EXIF just for the EXIF is nonsense. So I'm going to tell you in the following tips, what should you ask at the same time as the EXIF, so you can actually learn something out of this picture and be able to reproduce it again, okay? If you don't know why some people pay to have their IKEA furniture set up, I know why. Okay, so let's carry on. Okay, if you ask for the EXIF, there is something more important than the EXIF to ask for. Okay, is tell me the situation. How was the real light? The real light situation. If you can have a light meter measure, it's even better. And also to know exactly the time of the day of the year, and the geographical situation. Why? If you're indoor, it doesn't matter. If you're outdoor, well, the sun goes in the same place twice a year, or once or twice, I'm not sure, okay, I'm not an expert, okay? And you need to know that, because maybe you want to repeat this magnificent landscape, but it's impossible because the sun will not be at the same place, the same orientation on different days. So you need to have this information also. So when you ask for the EXIF, also ask for a resume of the situation, a short briefing about how was the real light, all the situation. Without this, the EXIF are useless because you cannot be in the same situation to repeat the same picture, okay? You know how the build is going, depending on the sweat on my shirts. Sorry for that, okay? So, advice number 3. If a flash was used, it's important to have all the flash information, because normally in the EXIF it does not appear. Sometime with the flash that is in-body flash sometime, okay? But normally, if it's out of camera flash or manual flash, you don't have this information. So you need to know first the brand and the type of flash and the power, the watt second it can give, okay? It's really important. Without this information, you cannot repeat if you have completely different power or whatever, okay? You need that. If a softbox or whatever a modifier was used, you need to know which one, the size, the shape, all this. You also need to know the distance between the flash and the subject, whether one person or a group or whatever. You need this. And also the power the flash was on, okay, when you have all this. Without this information, it's hard to repeat, okay? If there were 3, 4, 5, 20 flash units, you need to know for each of them, because you need the orientation, where it was placed, all this information. And this does not appear in the EXIF. So if you want to repeat a picture that was made with flash, you need to know what flash and how it was set, and the distance and the orientation and all this. You need it. Advice number 4. When you see a picture with outdoor, with ambient light and flash, this is probably what most people ask me is, what are the EXIF? Actually, the question is not this one. The question is, what is the ratio, the difference between the ambient light and the flash? Is this ambient light real? Did you darken it while making the picture, or lighten it? Is it lighter than reality? Is it exactly reality or darker? Okay. With this, you actually use speed to darken or lighten the ambient light, because it actually works separately from the flash. Okay, but that's a different story. Okay, but you need to know this difference, because otherwise you try to reproduce the same picture and you don't understand why the sky is still so clear, and with this guy it was not, or the other way around. I don't speak about post-production, I speak about while making the picture. So always ask, was the ambient light as on your picture that dark or that light, or did you play with speed to change it? Okay, this is an important question if you want to reproduce the same style. Okay. Well, almost there, still the leg to put on there, okay? So advice number 5. Don't forget that EXIF data die with the development of a raw file or any retouching or any change in post-production. What does this mean? Well, if you see a picture you really like, maybe in post-production the highlights were recovered, or some parts were lightened, or some parts were darkened. So it means that the EXIF is not reflected anymore. It means what you see on this picture is not how it was taken. So if you want to reproduce the same style, the same type, I recommend a private message, okay? Ask the photographer how it was made, how it was done. Did he change anything in post-production? Because even if he gives you the EXIF, if for example, I don't know, I darken the picture 2 stops in post-production, then the EXIF is not valid anymore. So it's really important to have this information. How was the raw developed, and what any modification, retouching was made to the picture in post-production. Well, now I'm almost a real YouTuber. I've got the desk, I've got the chair, all this. I miss the lighting. Hold on. First, we're going to speak about advice number 6, okay? It's really important that you actually document what you've made, okay? When you make a picture, write down or make a small drawing of the situation, where the camera was placed, where flash units were placed, distance, orientation, inclination, everything. If it's a landscape, where was the sun exactly coming from, all this. Write everything down. Also the distances. For example, right now I've got the open window here that comes from here. How far am I from the window? If I want to repeat this, I need to be at the same place. Otherwise, the light fall off will be different. So it's really important. You can actually also use your smartphone, make a picture of the whole thing to see how it was. If your camera is on a tripod, you can see where the camera is. Or if you make a drawing, draw also where the camera was placed, everything. This is the only way to be able to repeat the same situation or repeat it and adapt it, change it a bit, modify it a bit. So you need to document everything. Make some notes, write down, take picture of the whole thing. It's really, really useful to actually then have some use of the EXIF, otherwise no use, okay? So now I look like a real YouTuber, some red, some blue, some lighting here, okay? I need to better the sound, okay? I will work on it because the place is still empty, okay? I miss a shelf in the back, like real YouTuber with vintage cameras and things like this, okay? So, well, let's stop joking, let's speak about the 7th tip or advice, okay? It's useless to ask for EXIF data, information, all this, if you're not going to try to make the same picture. Okay, so when you have all this information, some people will not give all of it, but if you can gather all the information, the place, the situation, the EXIF, all this, try to make the same picture so you learn the technique, you learn the things. It's not copying, it's actually learning, okay? So don't hesitate to ask and try. I know that knowledge doesn't occupy space, okay, but if you ask all of this, why not try yourself? So please train. Ask me, ask anyone, how did you make this picture, and try to make the same one. This is the big benefit of asking. The no, you already have it. So try to ask. And some people will be willing to explain exactly what they did, how it was, all this, and you will better your technique, okay? So I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching it. If you feel it may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Small button down here says small bell. If you click on the bell, get notified when I upload a new video. My website, Gibaud.com. If you have any question, can leave a comment below. Also leave you links of my gear on Amazon, links of everything I've reviewed by K&F Concept, Sandmarc and Flashes by Westcott, more affiliated links, and also a link to my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Thank you very much. Please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye.